Good afternoon, everyone. Today we're going to talk a little bit about getting around a city in Europe. There's a lot going on in any one of them. I've been to a lot of them. Most recently, as y'all know, I was in Bratislava, Slovakia. And they have modern roads, windy streets, tours you can take, and public transportation. So when you're planning a trip to a place like Bratislava, what you have to do is you have to weigh your options. Decide, do you want to rent a car, take a tour, rely on public transportation? It can be a big decision and it can make or break your trip to Europe. So, that being said, what's the practical way to get around Bratislava, Slovakia? Well, join me, Terry Dixon, for an adventure for anyone as we discuss your various options and what I think is best. Now, number one, here's your map. If you're driving, folks, you're going to have a map similar to this, and this is what you're looking at. It can be daunting. We stayed in an apartment that I'm showing you here in Bratislava just to show you that, there's modern conveniences. This was an apart hotel. It was just outside the old town. So it was a lovely place. We actually had 2 bedrooms, lots of storage, and we even had a lovely balcony. And as you can see, everything's being made modern around here. Everything is new. It's really nice, and I do advise you to check into one of these apart hotels because in Europe they're really the way to go. You can do your laundry, you have a beautiful bathroom with all kinds of modern conveniences just like any hotel. Take advantage of that one. And then right down the street you'll find yourself at what is a transit hub. See all the tracks out there? All the trams come through there. Ironically, so do cars, bicycles, and everything else. Here in the city of Bratislava, you have this walk underpass, and that's right in front of the Presidential Palace. People who go to the Presidential Palace have to be guided in to park those cars. People taking buses and trams and just walking under the street don't have to worry about it. Now you do have big streets. You've got big highways running through the middle of town, and you will find that there are plenty of places to drive. However, then you will also have these completely vehicle-free plazas and giant city squares that are pedestrian traffic only. Now, do you take a tour? This is up at Bratislava Castle, just backed up with tour buses, so I've never been a fan of that. And once again, here you have pedestrian streets in Old Town, and you can't drive on these streets anyway. So, narrow passageways, all kinds of city squares, ancient gates, bridges, and things that are pedestrian only. And this is where my decision starts to come into play. It'll cost you $50+ a day to rent a car. That's over $500 for the 10-day trip that I took over to Slovakia. By comparison, and it's very easy to find the major hubs. Here's one of them right here. It's down by the waterfront. All the trams come through here, buses come through here. Yes, you can drive through here. And you can park here. But you can most definitely catch a tram. And for about 19.40 euros for 10 days, which is a week pass at 11.40 euros, and then a 3-day pass at about 8 euros, you can go just about anywhere in the city. That's per person. And you don't have to worry about where to park. And the maps are way easier to follow. And there's a map at every single stop. And there are lists of stops inside the trams. You get the same thing on the buses. And when you're walking up a big old hill like this, keep in mind, we could have taken a bus up there. It goes almost all the way to the castle at the top of the hill. But you see people trying to park. You see the traffic jams. They're even blocking the Bolt car over there. And you have to pay. And in a lot of cases, you may have to pay in cash. And you have these narrow streets, more narrow streets. There was road construction back there. And then your other option here is a pedestrian street. How do you handle that? I don't even know, because, to be fair, I'd rather take the mass transit. You have giant squares. This is the very center of town. You will find that there are people driving around. They have those little tourist trains. They're kind of fun to ride, but also the trams are coming through. And then in all this space over here, you can't drive anything. And here we go. It's a lovely parking lot, but the question is, how do you get to it? That's at a park on the other side of the river next to a tram station. So you see there's buses, there are wide boulevards, but you can even walk across the bridges, you can walk anywhere in town. And no matter whether you drive or you take public transportation, because of the old town, you're still going to do some walking. It's inevitable. I don't care how you get around. But as you can see, no matter where you are, you're not far from public transportation. So for the price of spending about 20 euros a week per person versus over $500 for that same period, and looking at this map, take the time to be impressed by what's around you rather than focusing all the time on driving and not having an accident and where to park your car and how much it's going to cost. Because even up here at the park, at the TV tower on top of the biggest hill in town, you can take a bus. So what's my verdict? My verdict is, if you don't have to drive in a location, don't. And Bratislava is one of those where you just don't. You can take public transportation most places, and any place you have to walk, you would have walked even if you rented a car. So that's what I have to say about that.